In a shocking twist, Rachel Zegler's career and personal life are hanging by a thread after a series of explosive comments about Disney's Snow White. The rising star, best known for her role in the live-action remake, has found herself at the center of a massive controversy that's quickly spiraling out of control. From calling the original Snow White a stalker to alienating millions of fans, Zegler's remarks have ignited a firestorm of backlash, but that's not all. Her woke views may have just cost her everything, including support from fellow celebrities. So what went wrong for Rachel Zegler? Is this the end of her Hollywood dreams, or is there still a way back? Stick around, because the truth behind this scandal is even crazier than you think. As the controversy intensifies, Zegler's career, once on the rise, now finds itself in jeopardy. Her comments on the 1937 classic Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, particularly her portrayal of the prince as a stalker, have drawn fierce criticism, especially from longtime Disney fans. What was meant to be an empowering reimagining of the iconic story has instead put Zegler in the crosshairs, with her statements stirring debates on Hollywood's evolving approach to storytelling. The upcoming Snow White remake, set for release on March 21, 2025, was supposed to showcase her talents, but it's her controversial remarks that have taken center stage, threatening both her future and Disney's brand. The situation was triggered by a series of interviews where Zegler made strong remarks about the original Snow White film, specifically its portrayal of the prince. In multiple public statements, she referred to the prince character as a stalker, and boldly stated that her version of Snow White would not be focused on romance. Instead, she presented Snow White as a character with dreams of becoming a powerful leader, rather than a woman waiting to be rescued by love. This stance has sparked outrage, particularly among fans who hold the 1937 classic dear, accusing Zegler of undermining the legacy of one of Disney's most beloved stories. Zegler's comments, widely shared on social media platforms like TikTok and Twitter, have only fanned the flames of this growing backlash. In an interview with Variety, she emphasized that her Snow White wouldn't be saved by the prince, claiming her version reflects contemporary values such as leadership, independence, and strength, shifting away from the traditional fairy tale romance. This bold move has sparked a broader debate about the evolving nature of storytelling in modern cinema. Things took a more controversial turn when Zegler continued to criticize the original Snow White in a 2022 interview at the Disney D23 Expo. There, she mocked the film's central love story and called attention to what she described as the outdated focus on romance in the original. She even went so far as to label the prince character a stalker, suggesting the 1937 film glorified problematic behaviors. This statement only fueled further controversy, with fans questioning whether her modern take on Snow White was truly progressive or just an attempt to push a political agenda. Zegler's criticism has ignited fierce debates across social media, where fans have begun questioning whether her portrayal is a genuine reimagination of the classic or a forced attempt at political correctness. Her stance has alienated many, leading to widespread calls for boycotts of the upcoming movie. What started as a conversation about a movie is now a clash between old Hollywood traditions and the new wave of modern storytelling. The question remains, how will Zegler and Disney navigate the fallout? As the backlash grows, fans and critics alike accuse Zegler of hypocrisy, further damaging her public image. In previous interviews, she claimed to be terrified of the original Snow White, only to later admit she was a Disney superfan. This contradiction has raised doubts about her sincerity, especially after she spoke about visiting the Snow White ride at Disney World, describing it as both an intense and frightening experience. These mixed messages have fueled the anger of fans who feel Zegler has disrespected the legacy of the original animated classic. The backlash against Zegler has intensified across social media platforms, with Twitter and TikTok users accusing her of arrogance and disrespect toward the source material. One Twitter user even went as far as to claim Zegler was single-handedly sabotaging the new Snow White movie with her behavior. These posts have only added fuel to the fire, with many fans expressing their frustration over the growing trend of strong female lead tropes being forced into modern retellings. The controversy has sparked broader conversations about Hollywood's reliance on certain narrative tropes and whether audiences are growing weary of them, regardless of political leanings. Critics have even gone so far as to dub Zegler Snow Woke, accusing her of being smug and out of touch with the film she was meant to represent. Some fans have even questioned if Zegler had truly watched the original Snow White, pointing to her comments about the prince being a stalker as evidence she may not fully understand the cultural significance of the character. This has led to even more calls for a boycott of the 2025 remake. The negative reactions have extended beyond social media, with fans voicing a sense of betrayal. One fan remarked that Zegler's actions were pushing people away, questioning why her team had not stepped in to manage her public image. This backlash is not just coming from audiences, but from her industry peers as well. Prominent figures, including Patrick Bet-David, have publicly criticized her, warning that her comments could have long-term consequences for her career. In the competitive world of Hollywood, where public perception can make or break a career, the mounting backlash is a serious concern for both Zegler and Disney. The Snow White controversy brings to light the delicate balance between honoring classic films and embracing progressive change. Walt Disney himself faced skepticism when he released Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 1937, but it forever changed the cinematic landscape. The film's success paved the way for Disney's expansion and helped cement the company as a major force in the entertainment world. Fast forward to today, and Zegler's modern take on Snow White has ignited a fiery debate. Her criticism of the original film, calling the prince a stalker and shifting the narrative focus away from love, has left many fans of the original film feeling betrayed. For some, it's hard to reconcile the legacy 1937 classic with Zegler's reimagining, and her comments have only deepened the divide. What was once a beloved part of cinematic history is now the center of a clash between tradition and modern reimaginings, with passionate fans on both sides questioning what Snow White should represent in the 21st century. Challenging the foundation of a fairy tale as beloved as Snow White is a bold move, and Zegler's controversial statements have brought this legacy into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. Before rushing to judgment, we must consider that her remarks might stem from a misunderstanding of the cultural and historical significance of these iconic stories. Yes, her words have caused a stir, but perhaps they highlight how delicate the balance is between respecting the past and pushing for change. As the 2025 release approaches, it's clear that the fallout from Zegler's comments is growing. Crisis talks are likely underway behind closed doors, with Disney scrambling to contain the damage. Critics have accused Zegler of undermining the original Snow White legacy, and marketing experts are worried about how the film's branding will be impacted. Could this shift in storytelling be the catalyst for a dramatic change in Hollywood, or will it be the beginning of the end for Zegler's career? Will Disney bounce back from this controversy, or has Zegler's rhetoric irreparably damaged the movie? Will audiences continue to embrace the magic of Snow White, or has this bold reinvention gone too far? With all eyes on the 2025 release, it remains to be seen whether Zegler's outspoken views fueled a box office success or mark the beginning of a downward spiral for both her and Disney. What do you think? Do you agree with Zegler's modern take on Snow White, or do you think the original classic should have been respected? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more breakdowns on the latest controversies rocking Hollywood. You won't want to miss what's coming next.